Welcome back to the morning show. Wednesday, time for a little chemistry lesson. Our Chemist Corner segment this week, teaching lab specialist and REACT program director from the U of I, Jesse Miller, is here with some demonstrations on what happens when certain acids are mixed with other stuff.
That's right.
Stuff, it's a good word for chemists, right? Is it?
Yeah, well, you know, I use it all the time.
Good.
You know,
well, I don't feel so bad then. Now, so what do we have today?
Okay, well, we have a classification of acids. We have strong acids and we have weak acids, and the classification is more technical, or jargon for us. But strong acids are ones that dissociate completely, and there's 7 of them, and I'm going to show some experiments with 3 of them.
Okay.
Okay, and the first one we're going to talk about is sulfuric acid. Now, sulfuric acid turns out to be a really important acid in the industry. You can pretty much tell what the industrial strength of a nation is by how much sulfuric acid they're producing in a year. Yeah, because it's used for a lot of industrial processes, and we'll show that here in a second. Now, what sulfuric acid tends to do, it's very hygroscopic, which means it likes to absorb water. Different acids have different properties. They all have certain properties, but that's one of sulfuric acids, and I'm going to show that here. What I have is just some regular sugar. Okay, this is table sugar, and this is some sulfuric acid. Okay, I'm going to mix these two together, and carbohydrates, they're called carbohydrates because they have water in them. They're hydroxyl groups that are located on the carbons, and they have a lot of water. And the sulfuric acid, now this is going to actually take a little bit of time, so I'm going to move on to something else after I get it mixed up here.
Okay.
The sulfuric acid will actually pull the water out of the sugar, and you'll just be left with this carbon, and you'll see it'll be quite spectacular.
Yeah,
once it starts to go, yeah, it starts turning brown. It's going to get better than that, I promise.
All right, cool.
Okay, now what it's used for a lot in the industry is in the mining industry is selectively precipitating out different metals. Now, what I have here is copper sulfate, and in the copper mining industry, they use sulfuric acid to dissolve a lot of the copper salts, because it doesn't just come, as chunks of copper.
Right.
It comes in copper salt, so they dissolve it with sulfuric acid. And then they'll throw like an old car or some old junk metal in there. This is powdered iron. And the iron does a displacement with the copper and becomes iron sulfate, and then the copper. Okay, here we go.
I think this one's working.
There we go. Yeah, this one's going to work in a second. So as we go, now you can see a lot of steam is being evolved.
Right.
You don't want to breathe that, though. And there's a lot of air in there, so as it removes the water, it's kind of puffing up we're making our own Cheeto, although it's a burnt Cheeto.
Yeah, it kind of looks like those little snake things that...
That's right. That's what we call this, too.
Fireworks time.
Is the black snake.
It's kind of cool. Look, it's coming to get you.
Of course, we copper-plated this spoon.
Oh, okay.
But let me just add just a little bit more iron here, and we might be able to see the copper come out as solution here. Down in the bottom. Sometimes these take just a little bit of time because chemistry is, there we go. There it comes.
Oh, okay.
And the copper just falls right out.
Oh, I see it down there at the bottom.
Yep, and they actually do this in the industry.
Really?
And then the last thing, a lot of, we use acids for as catalysts for reactions. And what we have here is some potassium chlorate and sugar.
Okay.
Okay. Potassium chlorate is a strong oxidizer. This is used in fireworks.
Okay.
And we'll see more of that, here in about a month, right?
Yes.
A month or two. And the potassium chlorate and the sugar, it's quite spectacular. Unfortunately, it is thermodynamically favorable, but it's just sitting here right now. So we're going to add a little sulfuric acid to kind of get the reaction going. Okay? So this one, we want to put our glasses on.
Need some specs. I got an apron just in case we need that.
I think we'll be all right.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit of sulfuric acid, and this is going to be very bright and smoky, okay?
Okay. So we'll get a zoom in on it whenever it happens.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
And there you go.
Just like we're basically making our own fireworks this morning.
That's right.
It kind of seems like it.
And that is a component of a lot of fireworks, is potassium chlorate and some sort of fuel. In this case, it's sugar.
All right, very good. 30 minutes. What are we going to do?
We're going to talk about some nitric acid and hydrochloric acid, and I made some gun cotton, and we'll see how it goes. All
right. Well, if you want to see a replay of the first segment and see all this cool stuff work, just go to our website, IllinoisHomepage.net. Look on the